I could start this video lying to you. I could start this video saying what's socially acceptable and say something like, I believe in forgiveness, you should go around forgiving everyone for everything, and you need forgiveness to move on. But I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. I don't believe in forgiveness. I don't think that you should forgive anyone. And personally, I have forgiven only 2 persons so far in my short 20 years life, almost 21, and one of them is myself. The only person that you should always forgive, whatever they do, is yourself. But no one else deserves that. The way that I see it is that if someone comes and does something to me that I would never do to them, why would I forgive them? Why would they expect my forgiveness, and why would they feel entitled to my forgiveness? They don't deserve it. And I actually think that that situation works both ways. If I do something that someone feels like it's so terrible that they cannot forgive me, it's fine. You shouldn't forgive me, and I'm gonna learn so I don't make the same mistake again and I don't hurt someone like that again. But I don't need your forgiveness to do that. You don't need someone forgiving you to become better. And that works both ways. If someone does you wrong, they don't deserve that peace of mind. They should sit with it and learn and grow so they don't hurt someone like that again. But obviously, with everything I'm talking about, I'm not referring to small situations like, I don't know, if someone borrows a pencil from you and they forget to give it back by Sunday. I'm talking about big situations like betrayal or being used or lying to you. And I think that the easiest example to represent this is cheating. Let's say that you've been dating someone for whatever amount of time. It can be days, it can be weeks, it can be months, it can be years. And this partner suddenly decides to cheat on you. And you might figure it out or they might tell you, but no matter the situation, that's still a betrayal to your trust that you shouldn't allow. It took me a long time to start seeing that like that. It took a lot of self-love and self-respect because years ago what I used to do was forgive people in a fake way so they would leave me alone and I would give them some sort of peace of mind. But now I don't grant that. I don't give that. Because if you hurt me, I want you to analyze that. Realize your mistake. Sit there with it. I hope you learn from it, but there's a lot of people in this world who are just dumb or mean, bad people, and they don't learn. They make the same mistakes and cause the same damage over and over again. So I'm not gonna expose myself to that situation. When someone does something to you once and they realize that you're gonna forgive them no matter what, they are gonna do it again. They are gonna feel like they have that pass, and I don't grant that. If you fuck up once with me, you're gone. I have that zero tolerance policy, and it might be related to my trust issues. I don't hide. I'm not gonna lie to you either. But I live at peace thanks to that. And I grew a lot after those experiences. I'm not saying that I grew because of them. No, I grew because of what I did after those situations, of what I decided to think, of what I decided to do, and due to how I decided to move forward. That credit was all to me and not to those people. They should never done that. They did it anyway, so that's why they are not in my life anymore. And you should think like that too. That's the only way that you're gonna be showing respect to yourself and being selective with people. Not everyone deserves to be in your space, not everyone deserves your forgiveness, and most people do not deserve your forgiveness actually. So act like that. The only person who deserves your forgiveness is yourself. And I want to talk about that now. Humans are creatures that are far from perfect. We are not perfect. We commit a lot of mistakes. We hurt people. We hurt ourselves too. Sometimes it's hard to forgive that. It's hard to forgive how you allowed damage years ago or the damage that you caused yourself. It's hard to not keep that kind of resentment towards yourself. In my experience, it was kind of hard to forgive myself after all the damage that I did, how self-destructive I was, and how I wanted to end my life, pretty much. It took me a while to give that kind of forgiveness to myself. Actually, it took a while to Also forgive how I allowed others to use me and to cause me that kind of harm, allow them to make me doubt myself. It was a long process. It took a lot of writing, a lot of letters towards myself, a lot of reflecting, because sometimes you're not gonna realize how some sort of action affected you in the first place. For example, me. I don't know if I told you this already, but when I was younger, I already wanted to have a YouTube channel, right? And I did. I did covers back then. And it was fun. It was kind of funny because I was really young. I was like 9 years old. And my channel at that time was doing really well. And due to a certain family member who started mocking me and stuff, I decided to stop. I doubted myself since they mocked me so much that I stopped. It took me a while to forgive myself for stopping in first place and allow that family member to do that and not defend myself. I didn't know years ago how to have self-respect and not allow people to say certain things to me or treat me a certain way. They don't deserve your good treatment, they don't deserve your care, they don't deserve you being worried. I just think that you should remove yourself from those situations and avoid those kind of people. But going back to the point, the only person who deserves forgiveness is yourself, because you're gonna be there from the moment you're born till you leave this earth. You're gonna be with you forever, and you cannot move through life having resentment towards yourself. Actually, you shouldn't have resentment towards no one. You can feel angry when you think about them or whatever, but no resentment. And you shouldn't feel angry when you think about yourself, because sometimes we make mistakes or we hurt ourselves because we didn't have that kind of knowledge before. For example, back then, I didn't have the maturity to confront them, and I didn't have the confidence to stand firmly in my place. I didn't have any of that. And that's related to the fact that I was really young. I still needed to learn a lot of things, and I needed to confront myself in many ways, like I did now. And I'm proud of the person that I have become, but that was all my work. As I said, you shouldn't be grateful towards those who did you wrong, because what you decided to do after that was your decision. Those were your actions, not theirs, and all the credit goes to you. The only entity who should be giving them forgiveness is God, not you, believe me. So, as a summary, I guess, you shouldn't be forgiving people if they do you wrong. They are not entitled to your forgiveness. You shouldn't go around forgiving everyone for whatever they do, especially if it's like a betrayal to your trust or using you or lying to you. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that peace of mind. They have to sit with their mistakes and learn from them so they don't hurt someone else, but they don't need to be in your life. You should just move on, detach yourself from that, and it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna take time, especially if that hurted you that badly. But you're gonna learn from that and figure out how to heal. You know? The only person who deserves your forgiveness no matter what is yourself, because you're there from the moment that you're born till you leave this earth. So you need to have a good relationship with yourself. You need to be at peace with yourself. And it takes time too. In my personal experience, I'm the person who hurt me the most. And that's really sad to think about. But I learned to forgive myself for that. And I'm in a better place now. But no one else has my forgiveness. Only one person, and that person doesn't even know it. And no one else is gonna get it. Because I would never do what they did to me, except in the scenario that I explained in the previous video, where I was being used and I decided to be the one using them as well, because, I don't know, equality? I don't know. But now I would never do that. So I'm not gonna forgive someone who does that to me now, when I would never do that to them now. I hope everything made sense. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this messy video as usual. Don't forget to subscribe, to leave a like, to leave a comment telling me your thoughts, your feelings. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I have Instagram and TikTok, but I barely use TikTok now. So follow me on Instagram. I'm very active there. And we will see each other next week with a new video. Thank you so much for being here. I love y'all. And till the next one. Bye bye. It took me a long time to record this. And I don't know if I really like it. But I think so. You're gonna see it. this Sunday, probably. Today is Friday. Now I'm gonna clean a little bit, and I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna start editing already, or I'm gonna cook something, because I really want to make cookies or like sopaipillas. I don't know if I told you what it is, but it's really good. So, goodbye, I guess.